How to manage technical issues. Technical issues do happen and will happen at some point in your online ESL career. It is just the nature of the game when operating with technology that things can get a bit dysfunctional and things can go a bit pear-shaped. Normally, the company you work for will have a support staff when it comes to the platform you're using and will be able to help you with any student-related issues during a lesson. If the student on the other side is having technical issues, such as their microphone or their video is not working, then you just have to notify your supervisor or your support staff, and they can assist by entering into the classroom or the platform and talking to the student to help sort it out. Most online ESL companies have 24/7 support staff to help with issues in the classroom. Often, if the issue is not yours, you need to make a documentation that the student had an issue and you need to fill this in your feedback report. In terms of your own technical issues during class, the best way to manage them is to try not have them. Preparation beforehand is key. This can be done by always checking your equipment prior to starting class for the day. The best way to do this is just build a habit of waking up and doing these set things before your lesson start. So you would run a speed test and check your internet is good. You would double check your headset is plugged in and working, and you would check your webcam is plugged in and on the correct settings. You would also log into your platform and you would check that everything is working there. Despite all of this preparation, you can still very much encounter technical issues during a lesson with a student. So you would need to get the student to wait a moment, and in order to do this, you can use body language and ask them to wait, or you can also go to Google Translate and write a sentence explaining your issue and if they could please wait a moment. Google Translate is something I have used quite a lot in classes, and it works well as a technique to get across technical sentences to the student that they can't understand in English. I have also got students who will ask me for the Chinese version of a word, so I can Google Translate it and send it to them if they ask. Of course, Google Translate is not 100% accurate, but the student does get the gist of what you're saying and will understand to wait as there is a technical issue. If the technical issue is your own, then you need to ensure that you make up for this missed time by adding more minutes to the end of the class or by adding more minutes to the end of another class that you'll have with the student. As they are paying for a service, they need to get exactly what they've paid for. So this is essentially the number one piece of advice I can give you when you're having a technical issue. Don't panic. I remember the first time I experienced a tech issue in a lesson, I got so panicked I went blank and I was unsure of how to deal with it. The key is to try remain calm and collected if this happens, because panicking does nothing constructive and will cause you to be less likely to resolve the issue. So take a deep breath and assess quickly what the problem could be, and if you are at a loss within a few minutes, then contact your support staff to help you. Here are some common options that could be causing technical issues. Your sound settings are set on the incorrect setting. Your webcam is set on the incorrect default webcam. You have your webcam open in another program, in which case you need to close this down. Your internet is dropping and it's intermittent. Or your computer has too many programs running and the CPU overloads, causing the platform to shut down or to not function properly. If your settings I mentioned earlier are all checked and correct, here are some standard things you can do when dealing with internet or computer issues. First things first, if it's your platform that's causing the problem, log out of your company platform and then re-log in. If that does not work, then you can restart your computer. And if that still isn't fixing the problem, then you can reboot your internet to reset it. Now remember, if you have too many technical issues, your contract can be terminated. So ensure you minimize these issues as much as possible. Preparation and testing is key.